Winston's beach volleyball is bugged. I'm not even talking about whatever the hell is going on with Genji's dash. But there, did you see that? Enhance! That's right, for some reason hitting the ball is super bugged. You can hear the sound of hitting the ball, even others can hear it, but it does not connect. It took a while to figure this out, but someone much smarter than me by the name of Carrier actually figured out the reason. I'll link his channel in the video going over the Lucio ball specifics down below. But it turns out that being on higher latency in Lucio ball and Winston volleyball results in some really funky behavior with the ball. It's almost unnoticeable below about 50 latency, but the higher you go, the more shots just don't connect. This especially depends on the speed of the ball, where higher speed balls actually just become impossible to hit. Even if you try to predict where the ball would be for the higher latency, it still doesn't connect, even if the sound is played. Carrier actually took this to the extreme in testing by using many players all booping at different times in Lucio ball, and he still couldn't hit it. What's worse is that the sounds do connect, so all the stuff that actually makes the mode function is still there, but it's just been disabled or ruined for some reason. Now, I could have just ignored all of this. I mean, it's just a silly little arcade mode. Why does it matter? I've ignored my friend's insane group request to record. Well, you see, I participated in a tournament for Winston volleyball enthusiasts with a prize pool of $600, and my team got destroyed. And a lot of times that we hit the ball and the sound play just didn't impact it. And we realized it's because with something like this, we were actually on slightly higher latency, about 100 average for our team. Now, would our team have won even if our shots were connected?
A power surge!
Set, so!
Oh, what power! Taking flight! Scaling up!
We absolutely would have, and anyone that thinks otherwise is a big poo-poo head. Now, I have very little faith that Blizzard will actually fix this problem, and that's why I decided to just recreate Carrier's solution that he made for Lucio Ball, for Winston Volleyball instead. You see, he figured out that if you create a dummy bot and attach it to yourself and have it mimic all of your actions, it just works. For whatever reason, you can hit the ball again. We even experimented with this with a primarily European team who was also competing that got even more destroyed than we did, and before the change they couldn't even really fight back, and it sucked to see. But after adding it, they actually put up a decent fight. They still had to overcome the fact that they were on high latency and therefore had to predict it a lot more. But at least they had the chance to hit it, which was not the case beforehand. In the first game we played with them, the score ended up being about 10-2, but in the game with the code, it was 10-5. And at first we were actually losing. I think we hit like 1-4, and then we just kind of came back from there. And a part of that was because we weren't taking it super seriously at first. I mean, just look at my fuck-ass Genji, bruh. And even after that, they actually kept up with us, still decently. And it was actually tied for a minute there. And the difference between the high ping showed itself afterwards once we were more locked in. And it's still a lot more difficult because of how you have to predict it. And if we had lost that game, I may have executed my Genji. This will essentially mean nothing for the main game, but I hope that when it comes to the future, and if a tournament is held again, maybe this could be used instead, or maybe Blizzard might see this and finally get off their butts, but I doubt it, because it's been 2 years since Carrier released this video. 2 whole years! My code is not the be-all end-all though. A lot of the clips shown in this video were of the very first iteration I made with the code that took me about 2 minutes to make. I've worked on it more and more afterwards, but it's still not the be-all end-all. I'm still working on individual abilities and how they function with the ball. Genji's dash was especially weird. And the bots, another problem. They have to catch up to your movement slightly, so there is a delay, especially with the camera, that can sometimes cause your shots to be off. And this white beam is what the bot sees versus what you see, and you can see it just has to trail behind, which at the higher latencies can affect you more. But honestly, it more than works out. It's a lot better to actually just be able to hit the ball. But yeah, it's better than nothing. And who knows, there's probably someone out there that can improve the code. Still trying to figure out what the code is, but I'll put it on the screen once I actually have it figured it out if you want to see it and mess around with it. But yeah, that's what I wanted to say. If the Winston Volleyball community is so inclined to acknowledge my great and glorious solution and stuff that I've made here, feel free to give me an awesome role in the Discord that is blue and called Epic Mega Wizard Dragon Slayer Code Genius. And I'll call it even. This video is kind of a joke, but I hope that maybe in the future we might even use this in future tournament stuff, so that way players on different pings actually have a chance, like on European players, because I've seen a couple of them wanted to play, but they weren't even able to. So yep, that's all. See ya!